Hey everybody, this is Mr. Smith with the assignment for this week, which is Religion by the Numbers. So this week we're going to start diving into our content for the quarter, which is focused on world religions. And this quarter we're going to cover 5 major religions. There are hundreds and hundreds, thousands of religions in the world. The 5 we're focusing on are picked out because they are the 5 biggest, the 5 with the most followers, the most people that believe in it. So that's why we're focused on those 5 religions. Those 5 religions are Islam, Judaism, Hinduism, Buddhism, and Christianity. So those 5 that we're focusing on this quarter also all have lots of sort of sub-religions within them. We'd call them denominations. So those are sort of like smaller religions within the religion there. So for example, in Christianity, you have Roman Catholics, you've got Baptists, you've got Methodists, you've got all these different denominations. With Judaism, you have Orthodox and ultra-Orthodox, you have Reformed, different types of Judaism as well. And that's true for all 5 of these major religions, but we're going to be talking about them as a whole. So we're going to be talking about Christianity as a whole, Judaism as a whole, Islam as a whole, because there's just not enough time to be able to cover each of those individual denominations. So that's just a note so that as we're covering things, if you're like, hey, I'm a Christian, but what we're talking about here doesn't exactly match my beliefs, that might just be because of those differences in denomination. And I apologize, that's Kina and Nutmeg wrestling in the background there. That's the growls you're hearing. But this week we're not actually going to be diving into history and beliefs of these religions that much yet. Instead, we're just going to look at sort of like basic introduction to them in the form of who follows these religions and where. So we're not looking at what do they believe yet. If you don't know anything about what, say, the tenets of Islam are or the history of Islam is, don't worry about it. We're going to be covering that in future weeks. For this week, what you're going to be doing, open the Google document that is linked at the bottom of this assignment. Once you've opened that up, you will see a collection of documents, charts, graphs, and maps. And for each document, look at it and answer the questions that come after it. There are 10 questions total. I think there are 4 documents. Each one has 2 or 3 questions for it. Make sure you answer those questions. You do not need to use complete sentences for those questions. Then, at the very bottom of the document, you will get to the check for understanding. Make sure you do that check for understanding because it is worth half of the points for this assignment. And that check for understanding is going to ask you to do 2 things. So it gives you a claim, and that claim is around the world, many different people practice many different religions. So the 2 things you're going to be asked to do are 1, come up with at least 2 pieces of evidence backing up that claim. So at least 2 pieces of evidence from those documents that you read that show that there are many different people practicing many different religions in the world. So you're going to cite those 2 pieces of evidence. And so you should be citing them in the same format that we've been doing this whole year. So it should look something like, according to the pie graph, world religions by population, 71.1% of people in the world believe in Hinduism, Islam, or Christianity. So something like that. You're looking at the documents, you're saying, according to this, and then giving me, it's not going to be a quote because they're documents and graphs and charts rather than text, but then describing a piece of evidence from there for me. So that's number 1. You're going to give me 2 of those pieces of evidence. And then number 2, you're going to explain in your own words why those 2 pieces of evidence back up your point. So you need at least 2 complete sentences because you had at least 2 pieces of evidence. You're going to need to explain both. And it would look something like the pie chart shows that a majority of the people in the world follow one of 3 big religions. Right? That would be explaining how this is connected to the claim. So pretty simple. Don't overthink it. You know, it's sort of like the evidence and analysis parts of a body paragraph that we've been doing all year long. And that is the final part of your assignment. So answer the 10 questions, do the check for understanding with both evidence and analysis, and then turn it in. And as always, if you've got a question, if you want some help, if you want to just check in, you can drop into my Zoom office hours, or you can email me anytime. All right, that's it. Good luck.